And Beau show. Some of you might know me, Vinny Chopra, and my partner, Beau Eckstein. And we come to you live at 9:30 Pacific, which is 12:30 Eastern, every Friday. Thanks for joining.
And I think, Vinny, honestly, we at some point we're going to start a affordable housing multifamily division underneath Monell Investments. I'll run the division. We'll have a nonprofit component, and we'll help.
Wow.
We could probably help this in a big way, really.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting week. I hope it's been for you also. Beau, you have some questions, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of questions.
How are you, brother?
Good to see you, Vinny. Good to see you, Beau.
Oh, thank you. We are so privileged to have you.
Hey, Vinny, real quick.
Yeah, bud.
All right, I'll bet you sushi that you don't know what does SAS stand for?
Hi there, everybody joining us, watching us. We are live in 7 channels actually today in the YouTube, in LinkedIn, in Facebook groups and Facebook. Thanks again for liking the show. Please give comments, share, and we are here for a very big show today. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Vinny Chopra. Brother Beau is here. Vinny was away for 2 weeks. Did you miss me? I was in, Puerto Vallarta, having fun with my lovely wife. We have been married 42 years. Can you believe that, Beau? And we are heading out today to San Francisco to stay there for 2 nights. And we got hotel and also the evenings planned with our kids, Neil and Monica, for every night. Tonight, Saturday and Sunday night at the Mastro's Steakhouse and Kokari's and Spruce. I think that's the Michelin star. So our daughter said, let's daddy go. Anyway, but thank you so much. We got a great person here. Tiffany Rose is our guest. Actually, Beau knows her very well, and I'm going to get to know you, Tiffany. And last week I was in Sarasota, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Punta Gorda with my daughter, Monica. And we are so excited that we have built from ground up, assisted senior living in 11 months.
Wow.
Record 11 months. And we are opening it up within a month's time. We had open house. We have 42 deposits, I think, 50% occupancy without even opening the facility yet. So I'm very, very excited, Beau, and thank you for joining. Remember, we come live to you every Friday, 9:30. Please share this episode with your friends, relatives, and hopefully we can provide great value for you. Beau, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well. I miss the energy for the last 2 weeks. It's like having it's like a triple shot of espresso when Vinny gets on the Vinney and Beau show. So it's good, nearly 70 years old and has got more energy than the average 22-year-old. So that's
I'll
good.
be 70 in August 27th. All right, let's rock on.
Yeah, you got to come to Vegas. We'll do a big party.
We'll do it. I'm ready for traveling. Yes.
I love it.
All right. So anyway, do you want to do the bio?
I would love
or you want me to do it?
I would love
Okay.
to do. I'm so proud to have Tiffany right here with us. And man, oh man, she's got so many accomplishments. Tiffany, I'm so proud of you. You have become, right from, starting out 20 years back in the real estate industry to become, you are also, now the great mortgage loan broker. And you have the interest of the clients at heart. That's the thing. We many times get into business for wrong reason, and that's why we don't grow. We don't really get our prints a lot more. So I'm so excited. And Tiffany's background as a loan processing and real estate provides her with valuable perspective into the mortgage processes. And then she takes full advantage of the Guild Mortgages wide array of the lending products, which is exciting for any mortgage broker to come up with the best of the best for the client. And that's so much. And she lives right here in Danville. I live in Danville, Blackhawk. She's my neighbor right here. And I'm so happy to meet you, Tiffany. And I'm sure Bo is going to, talk a lot also. And we want to get into your mind. What motivates you? Tell us.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. But I was laughing earlier when you said, congratulations on being married for 42 years. Because I was thinking, like, wait a second, I think I've been married and divorced twice and then engaged three times in the in my last 44 years old. So, so hopefully it won't be a third time divorced in 42 years. But
Oh,
congratulations on it,
thank
keeping
you.
it together that long.
Thank
That is so awesome. So
you. Thank you.
definitely didn't go unnoticed when you said that. But
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bless your heart. I really believe that, I mean, it's marriage is a, give and take. It's 100% from both sides. It's not 50-50, and things happen, right? But you got to, all that. No, no, no. So let's talk about your profession and let's dig deeper into, I mean, the house prices are going like skyrocketing. If you would kind of give us some perspective, how do you see? What's your crystal ball? And then we'll dig into the mortgage industry and how people can qualify and all. And I'm sure
yeah.
Brother Bo is going to have a lot of questions too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so of course, as we all know, the real estate market's just been going up and up and up. What happens is people start right now, they're freaking out about it being like a bubble or, something, or what if I buy now and now rates are up and everyone's just getting like frustrated and they've been getting outbid left and right. And, I have a ton of TBDs, to be determined proper people
Mhm.
that haven't found, they're kind
Mhm.
of pre-approved, I guess I should say in lamest terms,
Yeah.
and then haven't been able to find anything. But the thing is, I don't want people to we should not be afraid of buying real estate right now. If you're renting, you're out of the game no matter what, whether things go up or down or whatever, you're paying somebody else's mortgage,
Yeah.
somebody else's bills. And
Vinny's. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, tax write off, all of that. And I think what's important for us to kind of wrap our heads around and really get grounded on is that in 2008, which is the most recent recession that we saw, major
Mhm.
crash, to be honest, people, it wasn't just the ups and downs of the real estate market. That was
Mhm.
something that people, it was propped up on NAGAM loans and adjustables and recasting. My
Yeah.
housekeeper was stated income making 25,000 dollars to get or the family into the house, and that was just all like honestly kind of fake loans that we
Yep.
were being taught to put
Totally.
out there.
Yep.
So when people think of the most recent crash, they think of that. Oh my God, what if I buy next month at a 4 or 5%, which is not bad. In a healthy
Mhm.
economy, rates are 4, 5, 6%. We're just used to, we got spoiled with the twos. So if people are
Mhm.
thinking now I'm going to buy at the tip top of the market and I'm going to get a rate that's in the fours and fives. Oh my God, world's coming to an end. I'm just going to rent. That is
Mhm.
not the way. That's not the mindset that you have to have. I'm all about mindset, Bo knows. And, you can always refinance if rates go down. You're paying down a debt. It's going to go up. If you look at any history, any 10-year history, even through the ups and downs, it's gone back up. So meanwhile, like I said, you're paying down the bill, and there's a deal in every market. You know that, both of you guys know that
Mhm.
there's a
Mhm.
good deal in every single market. It doesn't have to be waiting for that bottom or not being buying at the top. So I hope that gives people, watching and listening right now, just to that extra umph to not pull yourself out of the market and just stick to renting, or not be afraid to pull out that equity you've got right now and buy
Mhm.
more real estate. That equity is just sitting there doing nothing. So, hopefully that restores a little confidence in people.
So true. So true.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, let's talk about your summit, Tiffany. So Tiffany, I actually met Tiffany like 20 years ago, probably, and that's when I was getting my start in the business, and she was already an experienced loan processor at the time,
Yes.
and so we've been around for a long time. We've seen the ups and downs, and on previous conversations we had, we realized, listen, if we would have just held on to the majority of properties we've owned throughout our lives, we would be so far ahead of the game right now.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's just proven that the people that own real estate versus not, their net worth is like up substantially. Now that's even if you don't even own rental properties, you just own a home. You know,
Sure.
you're more like, it's easier for you to get more credit, right? Like people look at it like when you're buying a business, they always ask, do you own do you own a primary residence? That's one of their qualifying questions, like for SBA financing and different types of business loans, because they want to know your stability. So it makes sense. And plus, right now, here in Las Vegas, for what I pay on my mortgage, I couldn't rent the place this cheap. So it's a no-brainer. And tax write-offs and other stuff. But Tiffany's done like a long journey, and what I want to unpack here is that how she got into personal development. I think that's been a game changer for her. Like that she realized that she didn't want to have a closed mindset. I want to have an open mindset. And then the summit she put together. So why don't you kind of unpack like your personal development journey, and then how you started putting on these summits that you're putting on right now.
Oh God, how much time do we have in the show? There's so much to my journey's been lots of ups and downs and craziness. But the most important thing is, in my 20s, when I thought I was like a mini Donald Trump or whatever, and I bought all these properties and I thought I was so awesome. And the thing is I started during the crash panicking because I was, I think 26, 27 then during the crash. And I was selling properties or letting them foreclose. And yet I was driving around a BMW that had like a $1,300 a month payment. And so when I looked back at that, I thought, why did I care about, I needed to get uncomfortable. That's how you weather the storm, is just getting uncomfortable. I should have kept that Livermore house, because the Livermore house I short sold for like $425. It's going for $1 million now. Luckily I was able to hold on to, a majority of my houses, but I did let some of them go because I wanted to drive that BMW, or I wanted to spend money and go to Target and spend $400 or $500 on whatever, buy certain clothes. So I've learned, personally, that get uncomfortable. I started kind of reading books, and it was a really hard time, like pride-wise too, to move out of your house and move to a smaller, one of your rental properties and do all that and have to explain to your friends, even though they were all about to or going through the same thing, right? So that was kind of the start of my journey of personal development, and realizing also how freaking important real estate is, owning real estate. If you think about it, not to digress, but as a side note, if you buy stock and stock goes down to nothing, you lose your money. If you buy a house and it goes down in value, buy a $500,000 house, totally unlikely, but if it goes down to $250,000, you still have a house that you're paying down the debt. You have a door you can go knock on and say, excuse me, I need to live there now. Stock, there's no door to knock on. There's nothing to hold on to. So I really started realizing the importance in real estate. I want to be like you guys when I grow up and get even better at it and get into that commercial, those apartment buildings, and, think bigger. But
yes,
yeah.
and yes.
And, unfortunately, when I started going to Beau's seminars, maybe 10 years ago, they were with Derek, Clifford, also who's part of Spring into Success Summit, which we'll get to.
I know Sophie and Derek. I know them well. Actually, they just he left his job.
Yeah.
He just retired. I mean, he's into real estate full time. Sorry. Yeah. Nomad. And they're traveling all over.
He's living
he
the
was
best
just
life.
He was just there. Derek was just happened to be in Las Vegas. I had dinner with him the other night.
Oh, wow.
And Tiffany, just so you know, Derek went through Vinney's mentoring academy. He has a multifamily academy, and Derek was one of the prodigy students in that academy. So very good. Small world.
I was already thinking that's next for me, Vinney.
You're in.
I'm a lifelong learner, so I would love to do something like that. But to that point, when I started going to Beau and Derek, the seminars, they were saying, just buy something out of state for $150,000 or whatever it is. You might be a little upside down, or here's how we show you to profit a little bit. You get a 15-year loan, and in 10, 15 years, you'll have X amount of money. Well, I thought, that's kind of playing small. I want to buy something bigger. I had all these my own, beliefs around it. Well, now I would be 10 years into a 15-year loan, bought something for $150,000. Yeah, it wasn't maybe passive income, or maybe it was a few hundred or $700 passive income, but I would have a house that's 5 years away from being paid off. That's probably worth $300,000-$400,000, probably more, over the last 10 years. So for anybody who thinks I just don't want to do it, or it's not enough passive income, it's not immediate, We got kind of like shiny objects, and we get, off into other things. Life happens.
Yeah.
You got to buy real estate. It's just what you have to
Oh,
do. So
so glad you said that. I hope everybody listening to us, guys. I mean, if you look at the reality is millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, everybody's got real estate. You
yeah,
got to diversify. I mean, people are getting into crypto, they are getting into precious metals, and inflation being at 7 point something now. And of course, the stock market is at the all-time high. I mean, the
yeah,
adjustment came and we had a little fallout, but again, it's back up again, with the
yeah,
war happening. It's good to diversify. And thank you, Tiffany. You're so right. Get into real estate, any space, single family, duplex,
yeah.
fourplex, 10plex, 100plex, whatever.
Yeah, and the mindset piece of it really comes into play here, because which is why I got really like passionate about the mindset piece, because people get scared to even, like, they don't know where to even start, or they don't have the confidence. There's so many like limiting beliefs in, is this going to be hard? Am I going to be confused? Okay, I have a primary house, but I don't want to be a landlord. Or how do you even get financing for commercial real estate? There's so many things that people use it as like an excuse of, like, it's just too difficult. So for me, I had to literally write on my journal, many years ago, learning is not scary, it's fun. Because I would sit down to actually do something and I'm like, all right, I don't even know how to do this. I'm scared. Like, I would like shell up. So when I started pushing through and just realizing, like, aim to fail at things. Don't be afraid to fail. The Spanx founder, her dad used to ask her every day when she get home from high school, what'd you fail at today? And she'd say sometimes nothing. And he'd say, well, you didn't try hard enough. So he taught her to be okay with trying things and failing. I'm like getting the chills even talking about it, because she was in her garage, making these things and coming up with this Spanx idea. Now it's what, like $1 billion company, because she never gave up.
Oh,
I think
So
it's multi-billion actually. I think
is
it's
it?
yeah, it's
thank
Probably.
crazy.
I have some on. See, this is the beauty of being on the camera, only being here, because I have got my suit on, but I think I have some Spanx leggings here right now. My workout
Yeah,
pants, so I can
me
get on the
too.
treadmill.
I don't have the Spanx, but I do have sweats.
who would
Exactly.
have, what's amazing in the world is that these gym workout pants for ladies is $1 billion business for her. So it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Like you can own, like Vinney now has like started diversifying a little bit, right? Everybody diversifies a little bit. It's good to, and there's a lot of opportunities in the world. So if real estate's maybe not your cup of tea, you should look at maybe business ownership. Could you
Yep.
start a new can you start a
Mhm.
franchise? I was just having dinner with Derek and some other gentlemen. One guy, he owns lots of franchises, and he was teaching me the whole, how he built this franchise entrepreneurship. I mean, there's ways of making money, and it really comes down to the personal development, the mindset, the journaling, and that's like every successful person I interview. Success leaves clues, right? What do? They have a morning ritual,
Yes.
and they write their goals down. They journal, they meditate. I mean, like these are principles. They work out. They're healthy. All in all. So
Yeah.
I
it's
wanted to ask about the books then in the mind shift. Tiffany, could you share some, something, I mean, some books or podcasts that really got you turned around? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So when I go on the treadmill, this is how I know I'm getting older. Because when I go on the treadmill now in the morning, I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to my hip
Yes.
hop music or
Yes.
whatever anymore. So I started listening to podcasts because I realized I was paying thousands for coaches and things like that in the past, and maybe I wasn't ready to implement. I started listening to Dean Graziosi. It was awesome.
Yes. Oh,
Love
awesome.
him.
Yes, I love him. Yeah.
It's free information. And what I learned is also when you're exercising, you're taking in information.
Mhm.
Apparently, it's scientifically proven that you take in the information, you absorb it
Yeah.
better if you're
Mhm.
exercising at the same time. So I figured that was kind of where I got started. But the Dean Graziosi book, Krista Mayshore is my mentor. She owns a
Mhm.
ton of real estate and teaches, social media marketing and video and, getting rid of limiting beliefs. But
Yep.
those were two big ones. I haven't really gone into Tony Robbins too much,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
when I do, I watch him. He's got his, what you just said, Beau, the morning routines and stuff. He takes the ice bath, he
Yeah.
works out, he does the meditation, he does it. I'm like, it sounds so overwhelming for me.
Mhm.
to do all of that, but that's why he does all of that, and that's why he gets the big bucks. So I'm like, if I can just do a little bit,
Yeah.
eat elephant one bite at a time,
Yep.
and so I just that's Dean Graziosi was huge because it was real estate, but it's also super motivational.
Yes.
So I got into that, and then I ended up writing a book, Universe is Speaking,
Oh, wow.
and
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really have anything to do with mortgage, but it has to do with just these people, like their challenges and their pain to purpose and what they went through to get to where they are now. I mean, we're talking like illnesses, poverty, loss. I know you were saying, Vinny, that you came over here with $7 in your pocket.
Mhm.
Did not write over here on, should I say what we were talking about earlier? You did not go
Elephant on an elephant.
elephant. But you came over and you were the underdog advantage. And the stories that I told and the expert I interviewed in my book is just really like they found their purpose through that pain, and that just really really intrigued me. So listening to people like that and that I put in my book, those were my inspirations, which brought me to Spring into Success, which you guys can
I
ask me
love
about
it. Say
when
that
it's
name
time to.
again. Is it on Amazon, by the way?
So Universe is Speaking, it's on Amazon,
Okay.
and it's
University
real
speaking. I'll order it.
conversations.
I'll order it right away. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that.
You guys need to exchange your books. Vinny's got several books he's written on multifamily.
Well,
Positively
see.
leads to
Yeah.
profitability.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys can exchange books.
Sure.
Um, I
Sure.
was just interviewing somebody on a podcast, and she started a book club, which I think is something I would like to do
Oh,
with a
wow.
group, because I think it's good. You like I'm really into Who Not How book, that book right now, and
Yes.
Never Eat Alone. But you actually like meet and talk about the books, and I think, and then you
Mhm.
unpack like the strategies behind it. I think that's very important, because that's the other big success clue, is that most people that are successful are readers. So
Totally. Totally. Yeah, no, I really
Absolutely.
believe that. I think, we always say the 5 books you read or the 5 people around you. I mean, those are the ones who will really stimulate your mind. I mean, if you're not getting stimulated, if everybody in the group is below you, then you're not in the right group. You got to be really where you can move up. That's the key behind the whole thing. No, that's fantastic. Let's talk more, because today's show is really into overcoming fear and accepting rejection. I saw failure, right? And many times, I mean, last week I mentioned that, and I just said it because I say that quite a bit. I said, you know what, if you want to make $1 million this year, to this mastermind group, I was in Sarasota at the Ritz Carlton, and I said, okay, if you will make $1 million, how many yeses you need? They wrote it down. And I said, okay, how many no's you have to go through to get those many yeses? They wrote that number down. I said, combine the two, and now you divide $1 million earning by the total number. That came up with the number. Guess what? I said, every rejection has the same value as the every acceptance. And
I
that
love it.
just changes your total outlook in life, because we always are looking for yeses, 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 and we say we give up. Success is around the corner. I mentioned all that, and many people commented afterwards. I said, you know what, I mean, this is so, mindset can be amazing, that I want to learn to get that no, or the failures like you were just sharing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then each every yes and no has the same value for you. You'll be hitting more yeses because your attitude is different, and you are not pressed and you're not stressed, but you're just saying, you know what, I'm going to give my very best in this demo, or in this presentation, or in this talk, and whatever the outcome is, it's okay. Because some people accept, or they are ready to close right now. Some will close 6 months from now, some a year from now, but you can't close everybody every second. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's just the mind shift. Yeah.
I love that. I just wrote that down. So because I need to go back and listen to that and kind of go through that exercise. That's really cool.
Oh, thank
So
you. Thank
let's talk about your summit. I think today is day
Yes.
one. So
Yes.
where can people get
Yeah.
plugged into the summit?
Yeah, thank you. So it's www.springintosuccessevent.com.
Okay.
What it is, in a nutshell, it's a lot of real estate people, but it's also entrepreneurs
Mm-hmm.
that just built their business, and by again having that, like Bo just nailed it, success leaves clues,
Mm-hmm.
and it's their journey. And I ask about, like, how were you raised, and they're like, some of them, our CEO at Guild Mortgage is on today,
I
and
see.
yeah, and she talked about, how she's raised and how her mom just told her, you can do anything that you want, anything you want. And so she always grew up just saying, I can do anything I want. She's a CEO of Guild Mortgage now. I mean,
Oh,
she
wow.
manages 5,000 plus employees in
Yes.
48 states, I think is what we're in now.
Oh,
And,
wow.
she did that through her upbringing and her mindset and what she was taught. And then there's other people that talk about how much they were traumatized, how they had horrible parenting and how they felt less than, and
Mm-hmm.
how they had to find those moments where they pushed through that and realized their value or had that underdog advantage. So spring into success is, a lot of tips and strategies about real estate investing, how to start a business, how to take action. But again, it's about people's kind of backstory and their mindset. On day 10, which I'll just kind of wrap up with this on that, is day 10, I talk about collapsing time. And I love it because what Vinny just said about how do you make $1 million, of course, we want to go through the exercise of the yeses and the nos. But if you make $1 million over 30 years, well,
Yes.
fine, that's okay. But if you make $1 million in a year, how do
Mm-hmm.
you do that? You have to find ways to collapse time. You have to go
Yeah.
on Blinkist and download the 15-minute version of a 12-hour book. At least
Yes.
start
Yes.
there every day on your, listen
Yeah.
to a 15-minute recap of, the 5 a.m. club, the, how to be a millionaire, all these things. So I talk about all these ways, delegating, hiring a housekeeper, hiring a coach. If you don't have money for a coach, you listen to free podcasts. Like, there's
Yeah.
no excuses that you can collapse time. So I'm
Mhm.
really excited about my piece of it on day 10, April 10th, because it's just free information on ways to just get ahead faster.
Mhm. Excellent, excellent. Let's say that name again. I was trying to go there.
Oh,
Do
thank you.
people
It's
just go on Facebook and register, or how does it work?
Yeah, so you could go straight to www.springintosuccessevent.com.
Okay.
Then it'll be a landing page. You enter your email and you'll start getting 14 days of interviews that you'll listen to, and it's free and you'll get them right in your email
Wow.
inbox. It's also on LinkedIn and Facebook, and a lot of the experts have posted it as well. But for anyone listening right now, the easiest way is just springintosuccessevent.com. And I'm really
Spring
excited.
into. Let's say that again. It's spring into success. Oh, I got it. I got it.
Event.
Event. Oh,
Event.
event also. Okay.
Event.com. Yep.
Yeah, we should put it in the chat, Vinny. Let's
Yeah.
see here.
Sure,
Here,
brother.
I'll give you
Spring
the
into
link and you can
success
post it. See
event.
here. There you go. I just put it in the private chat.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I don't know if you can grab
Yep.
that.
Where
Maybe you
is
could
it?
put it
Oh,
as a banner.
yeah. Let me
And,
do it, brother. Let's
and
see
then when
here. Increase engagement. Where is it? Can you also put it? Let's see here from the chat. Can you enter it in right there, Bo, on your end, brother?
I
Let's.
logged in as a guest today because I
Oh, you
couldn't.
did. Okay.
Yeah, by
Mhm.
accident.
But give me spring into. Let's see, spring
I'm going to pull it
into.
up on my phone. We got to make sure the link is working.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is.
there it is. I
Okay.
got it. Okay. As a
Yep.
matter of fact, oh,
Here, I
there
just
it is.
posted it. I
You
just
know
posted
what?
it.
Oh, hold on. Can I
Cool.
share the screen? Let's do that. I can share my screen. Let's do it. Right there. And there it is. And share. So can you see it?
We see the
Oh, right there. This is it.
Technology for me has been the
there it
hardest
is.
part of
How
all
about
this.
now? We are doing it live. Can you
Yeah,
see it?
there. Yep, you got it.
So, spring into success, how to invest in real estate and achieve positive results in wealth, health, and self, hosted by Tiffany Rose, our great, great guest today, guys. Please go ahead and go on this opt in. It's free. It's a 14 days and 14 experts get free access now starting April 1st. And what you will get, that's our star right here today. So please go back and look at it. Sign me up. All you have to do is just go like me right here, and there you are, all signed up. So it's
Love
very
it.
easy. Look at this. Look at this here. I love it. I love it. Okay, let me come back here and I'll unshare. So we did do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So as we're wrapping up,
Yes.
Tiffany, what's kind of like what in 2022, we're already a quarter into the year. Where are you pivoting right now? What are your next steps to like take massive action, and what are you working on personally, business, and for your business?
I'm really trying to get my podcast, Mortgage and Mindset in Minutes, trying to get that relaunched. And, unfortunately, we were kind of order takers over the last 2 years with the refinance business and rates just going down. I refinanced some clients 5 times, over the last 2 years. So it really kind of took me away from building up the podcast and building up some of the side projects that I wanted to do to get my message out there. So now I'm just kind of going back to that foundation work that I've laid and really trying to nurture those platforms, because my mission is to serve as many homeowners as possible and, create a life for them and for my family as well. And really, help people take action and just get off whatever excuse they're making in their head. So my mission for this year is to get to get in front of as many people as possible and help, because that's really what I want to do.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Very nice, very wonderful. And again, thank you for taking the time, Tiffany, to be on the show today. And God bless you with all the successes and everything. And we should meet, if Bo comes out here.
Yeah.
That'll be great. And again, guys, please do go for that success summit we just showed you. Go back and let's have fun. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Bye.
I hope you're having a sunny morning wherever you are. We are in the Bay Area. I think temperature is 72 degrees. It's going to be today. And I know you're ready for Vinney and Beau show, just like we come every week.
Another Friday in the books. I wasn't much of a runner, but now I started running at the gym because I'm like a little short guy with a lot of muscle, so it's hard to run.
We are Vinney and Beau show, coming live to you from San Francisco, the great Bay Area, right here from Danville, Blackhawk. We always come to you on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 12:30 p.m. Over there in the East Coast.